Hello, so today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a Jansen style leg, and the way we're going to do it is by using GeoGebra. So first go to Google, type in GeoGebra download, and you can press enter. The version we're gonna go by geogebra.org, and it's going to say download GeoGebra apps. And the version we're going to use is GeoGebra Classic 5. As soon as you select it, it should start downloading. Here we go, and we can select it and start running it. So here we can select next, agree, and install. Here we go, and we can run GeoGebra 5. Finish. It should look something like this, and if it doesn't start running automatically, it's always going to be in your start. Okay, let's start by selecting the triangle next to algebra, and select sort by object type. Arrow next to graphics, then we can get rid of the small grid. Then we can go to options, labeling, no new objects. Then we're going to go to parallel line, which should be the fourth box. We can select the x-axis, then move it up. You can go to the arrow, move, which should be the first box. Then we can click on the x and y axis. Right here we go. So we can hide it. There we go. So it should look something like this. Let's select the second point. It should be somewhere around here. And with these 2 points, let's select them, and we can make them brown, hollow, and the same size. So these 2 points are going to be our pivots. And our x-axis, let's make that 1/8 gray. And let's go to segment, and let's connect our 2 pivots. We can make this link, it's like 1/4 gray. There we go. Next tool we're going to use is called polygon. It should look something like this. So we're going to make a polygon, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth one. 1, 2, 3. Back to the pivot. Next one should be here at the pivot. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to use parallel line, the fourth one. Fourth icon right here. And we're going to get the parallel line of this line, move it to this point, as well as this line, and move it to this point. So we got to get the intercept of both points, and it's going to be right here. But you have to be careful. It has to be a black point. If it looks something like this, where it's blue, that doesn't work because that's not the intercept of the 2 lines. So I'm going to put a point where they both intercept. There we go. Now we can select these 2 lines. We can press Ctrl G, or we can go here to the left hand side and hide them. For my example, I'm going to be using Ctrl G since it's a bit quicker. There we go. Next, we're going to do segment. We're going to connect these 2 points. Then we're going to go to polygon. Connect these 2 links. There's a polygon right there. Let's try. We're gonna try color coding it. So we're gonna go to move, select this, hold down Control to select multiple objects. Here we go. You can go here to color, and I'm gonna make it a violet. And this link, I will make this link red, and this link cyan. There we go. So now we're going to work on our crank. So we're going to make a drive link. Here we go. Next, we're going to go here where the circle is and select the compass. We're going to select this link right here. And what compass does, whenever you select a link, it will make a circle with the radius of the link that you selected. So here we're going to go to a pivot, and you can see that the radius of the circle is the length of the link. Let's color our circle, which is our path, gold. And let's color our link the color green. There we go. Now we have to make two couplers, which we select this point to this point. These two are going to be our two couplers, and we're going to make our couplers blue. There we go. We got our two pivots, and let's make these, I'm going to color code these points a color black. Here we go. Color black, and make sure they're the same size. There we go. So this is going to be our static model. We have to make a model that can move, so that's going to be our dynamic model. Okay, we're going to start by using compass, selecting this gray link that connects the two pivots, and we're going to move it to the left right here. Next, we're going to make two sliders. We're going to go to angle, and we're going to call this one rotation. We're going to make a second one, and we're going to call this one crank. Make sure it's an angle as well. There we go. Now we go to point, and we select the point where they intercept. There we go. It should be a black dot. Now we're going to do angle with given size. Select the outside, then the inside. We're going to call this rotation. There we go. So rotation's at 45. I'm going to move it somewhere around here. So we're trying to mirror the image on the right, so you can see that angle, but it's kind of similar. Let's connect it with a segment. There we go. Now let's hide the extra information we don't need. So we're gonna press Ctrl G to hide it. Make sure not to delete it, because the information that we're hiding is still important. Here we go, Ctrl G. There you can see how my left hand side looks just like the right hand side. So let me color code it so we can see it better. Select this link, 1/4 gray, and select these 2 points. We can make them brown, hollow, and make sure they're the same size. Here we can see how this right hand side is starting to look like the left hand side. Okay, so we're going to work on this crank. So let's go to compass, select on the golden circle. Here you can see that they're both the same size, and we're going to move it to the left. And we can select on move and make it the color gold. Starting to look similar. Now we're going to go to point, select where they intercept right there. We're going to do angle with given size, outside, inside. We're going to call this one crank. There we go. So let's hide the extra information, like the angle, Ctrl G, as well as that one. Let's make a segment to connect the 2 points. There we go. We can make this one green. Okay, so we're going to use compass in order to recreate the right hand side with the left hand side. So let me show you an example. So if we know the length of this link as well as this link, you can see where they intercept. So we're going to do that same, we're going to use that same method in order to find the length of the links on the left hand side. Okay, we're going to select the coupler and move it here. We're going to select this edge of this link and move it to the left. We're going to put a point where they intercept. Select this circle and hide it, and hide it. So we're going to connect these 2 points together. This one's going to be blue. There we go. It's starting to look similar. So now we're going to do the same thing with these two sides. So we know this side, move it over here to this pivot. We know this side, and we're going to move it over to this point. And find intercept. There we go. Press circle, Control G to hide. And we can use a polygon to connect those points. And violet. Starting to look similar. So now we're going to try to find where this this link as well as this coupler meet. So we're going to try to find this point right here. So we're going to do compass, make a circle, select on the coupler, move it to the left, and find where they intersect, which is right here. Hide the circles. You're going to connect these two right here. This will be the blue one. There we go. So now we're going to try to find this point right here. If we know two sides, we can find out where it is. There we go. The intercept. Gotta make sure it doesn't move, and you can hide them. These are the 3 points of this link. Make a polygon. There we go. Press Control G. Oh wait, sorry. Let's hide this and hide this. Let's make the polygon. There we go. So then we can make this one red. There we go. Now we have to find this point right here, and we know the length of this side and this side, as well as these 2 points. So let's make a compass. Let's use compass. There we go. Compass right here. Intercept, and press Control G and connect these 2 points. Make this CN. The last point we want to find is this one right here. Here we go. Move it. And here we go. And we move it. Oh, I got a blue point. Gotta make sure it's black. There we go. Control G. Control G. Use polygon to connect these points. Just like this. There we go, they should look both similar. So now let's try moving the crank on this left hand side. And yes, it does move. So let's see the range of motion. Oh, see how it doesn't work? Okay, so now we gotta find the path of our foot. Okay, so we go here, fourth one, and the bottom function should be locus. Once you select locus, you select the bottom point right here, as well as crank. Here we go, so now we can see the path of the leg. You can see it extends that much and up to here. There we go. So in this case, we gotta make sure we adjust, since we can't move the points here on the left hand side, we're gonna have to adjust the point on the right hand side. Since this is our dynamic model, we have to change the static model. Here we go. You can change the length of the crank, how far it is, how close. You can even move this up. There's a lot of stuff you can do on here. So there we go. We have we can move the crank. It has like an egg-like gate, a path. So we're gonna do is gonna rotate it. Here we go. We're gonna go to parallel line, select on our x-axis. Here we go. We're gonna move it down here. We can make this one the color gray. And there we go. So if this was the path of our leg, we have to make sure it lays flat within the floor, kind of like this. There's other shapes you can make. Let's see. Here, this is more like a teardrop. This one's a little better. There we go. It's a nice path. And in order to animate it, you can right click on the crank and you can select animate. So it's automatically set to oscillate, but if you want to right click object properties on the crank, you can make it increasing. So right click animation on, and as soon as it reaches the end, it should start at the beginning. Here we go. You can also color your paths. We're going to try magenta. There we go. That's how you use GeoGebra Classic 5 to make a Jansen style leg on GeoGebra. Hello, I also wanted to add that you can use GeoGebra Classic 6. Here you can press start. You can use the web version, or you can download it. Here we go. So the same tool should be here. For example, point, segment, parallel line, polygon, everything should be here. So let's start off by clicking here. The left icon should be sort by, and you can do object type. Let's go here to the right. Let's select on these three lines with the circle and the triangle. And right here is where you can hide the small grid, as well as hiding the X and Y axes. Then you can go to these three lines, the one above the other one, and you can go on settings, labeling, no new objects. And that's how to set it up in a similar way, but everything should be similar. Some things are found in different locations, but hopefully that helped, and that's how you do it.